All right, everyone. So today, I got a very special guest with me, which I'll bring on here shortly. So this is a little bit of a follow up from Sunday, uh, and it was a very, very eventful day to say the least. And I'm very, very fortunate to have had this individual with me at that point in time. His name's Grayson Shuler. He's from North Carolina. So Sunday we've been touched for a while, and I invited him to come up, and just kind of take him out and show him what to look for, because he's been fascinated by the Bigfoot, Sasquatch, and these other cryptid creatures for a while, and I'm like, well, why don't you can come out with me? So I invited him up, and I will just say that Sunday was very, very incredible, and uh, it, we'll get right into it. I'm going to try and keep this at an hour because I will be a guest on the Inhumanoids with Barton and Nelly at 9. So I'm looking very forward to that chat tonight with Barton. So if you're not subscribed to Inhumanoids, subscribe to Inhumanoids with Barton and Nelly. The link is in my bio for that live chat tonight that you can catch me on there as well. So overlook my little man cave. So this is still in the works. I'm trying to get everything all in the wraps and everything in here. And this is where I'm going to do a lot of my research and stuff. All right. Hello, Jess Underwood. Hello, Tammy. How are you? Hope everybody's having a blessed day today. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on tonight's guest, Grayson Shuler. So, all right, here we go. We're going to add Grayson. There he
Hello.
is. Hello, Grayson.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all?
Good,
Glad to
good,
be
good.
here.
Yeah. We got a couple tuning in. We got Jess and Tammy. Man, I'm still at a loss of words from Sunday, man. What about you?
Man, I'm about the same way. I've been on this this kind of high, I guess you could say, for 2 days
Yeah.
now, and I'm just now starting to come down a few notches, but it's been quite the journey. Or just
Yes.
it was something else. Sunday was.
Yes.
I would have never expected that would happen Sunday,
I,
my first
I
day out. So yeah,
that was
that
it
was
was
that was. I
it was
mean, but I'm glad
very
it did. I'm glad it did. So
very it was a very interesting day to say the least. We got
yes,
prospecting
it
in the
was.
house. Hello, prospecting. Yeah, yes. This is my little man cave. Don't judge. It's still in the works. So yeah.
It
So
looks exactly like a man cave.
yes, exactly right. So Grayson, just for those that don't know you, can you just give us a little backstory about yourself, who you are, and that kind of stuff, so
Yeah,
people kind of get to know you?
absolutely. So my name is Grayson Shuler. I live in I live in North Carolina near Cherokee. I'm right outside of Cherokee, North Carolina, probably about 5 miles from the casino. Everybody knows usually where the casino's at. But anyways, um, basically, I've been on this Bigfoot thing for probably about 3 or 4 years now, and I've tried to reach out to some different people. People that's maybe mentioned that I can maybe call them up and talk with them, and maybe because I've been wanting to go out and do some field research. That's what I'm lacking right now. I've seen a lot of the videos and a lot of the podcasts and stuff like that. I was ready to go out to the field and start researching out there. So and then so one day I was listening to Bigfoot Society, and Harley happened to be on there, and he was telling the story, and I was amazed by it. I was like, wow. I was like, man, he really got a good encounter. So, anyways, and Jeremiah was like, I got his information at the end of the show. I'll have his information if you want to get a hold of him. And I thought, well, there's a perfect opportunity for me to, chime in with Harley and start doing some field research. And so I finally got a hold of him, and we like he said, we've been contacting each other. I don't know, for a month and a half, a couple months, I guess, or something of that
Yes.
nature. But anyway, so we finally got together this past Sunday, and I tell you what, I it's been awesome. This the whole experience was awesome. I mean, I don't even know I still can't put into words the what just the excitement and the overjoy of seeing things that you seeing on videos you watch. You just never expect anything like it, and especially on your first day out, so it's been
Yeah.
pretty nice.
Yes. Yes.
But
So
basically, I'm not a field researcher. I'd like to be, and I think that's what my goal is to be a field researcher. But I've just been basically an enthusiast. So for the
mhm.
last 5 or 6 years, but
Well,
on
you're
the
hooked
same thing, I
now.
mean, do I?
You're hooked now.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I got thrown in the fire pretty good there. I guess you could sort of
Yeah.
say.
Yes.
But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah, that was amazing. Sunday was absolutely amazing. But
Yes. So I'm gonna kind of
and I
lead
couldn't be
up.
I couldn't be with a better guy than Harley. He's an outstanding dude, man. I really like him, and like I said, I couldn't be with anybody better.
I appreciate that
Yeah,
so
ain't a
much,
problem.
Greg. You don't have no idea how much it means to me. And I can't believe that you know what happened that day happened. I mean, it's still like right there in the back of my
I'm
mind.
telling you, man. Like I said, I've been on this high, man. It's like I still can't. It's hard for me to come down off of it because I think about it and then I just get overjoyed again of the things we've seen. And I'm just like, well, oh well. I guess I'll just ride it out a little bit longer.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of lead up
okay,
to the event that
yeah,
happened. Uh, so we met up at the local Walmart, and we had a good little 20-minute drive to this location. It's an undisclosed location in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park that Scott Carpenter used to research in. This was a place that um, it made him stop doing his field research. Uh, yeah, Jesse says, "Yeah, Harley is the man. He makes me nervous watching his videos." Well, yeah, I mean, I'm out there in the heart of it, but
hey, he's
uh,
right in the middle of
yes,
it.
exactly. And Grayson's scene, I mean, we were out there, and so
Yes,
leading
sir.
up along with that, we met up, we got out to this location, we got out, and I had my camera recording. Well, I'll talk about this discussion here in just a little bit shortly. I start showing him some of these structures and stuff that I found. First one being was a large X structure
Yep.
that I had found, and I started showing him that. And we were walking around looking some more, and I showed him a TP trap structure that they had made with three large trees. And then I showed him another little TP structure, which was just a dead tree, and then they had three sticks just propped around on three sides of it. I'm actually working on a video of the photographs and stuff for what happened Sunday. So we kept walking along up through the trail there, and I still showing him some more signs. I showed him a big fresh tree break that had happened, which wasn't from the wind because there was no other trees that was there broken, and
No,
then there was that big
absolutely
footprint
not.
right there in the moss, the big 21-inch track that I'd found back in April. It's still there in the moss, and I kind of want to cast it, but I kind of don't, because of the moss. I'm afraid it'll take away from it. But
Yeah.
we're still walking along up through here in this area, and I'm showing him some more signs. We're finding these tree breaks, arches, and we get to this one point where we're starting to find these trees that are just clawed up, and I potentially think that is dogman territory. So we get to this arch that I had found on New Year's Eve, and I'm showing him this arch because I had found it this past Friday. They had broken the arch. So we're walking around looking, and I actually showed him a track that I had found Friday, a
Mm,
three-toed track
yeah.
that's as big as my hand. I mean, I don't have
Yeah.
little hands, it's a three-toed track right there on the moss, and it's as big as my hand.
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure it's a dog, man, but I've been asking
Yes,
other
sir.
people trying to figure out, but there's two options on what this left this track. It's either a dog man or something that I could quite frankly do without seeing is a lizard man slash reptilian type creature.
Yeah, exactly.
Because so I mean, either or, the
Either
odds are
or,
not
yeah.
very good with whatever it is.
Yeah,
Quite
I agree
frankly,
with
I would
that.
rather run into a Bigfoot because my first dogman encounter, quite frankly, terrified me. My second one was still a pretty
Yeah.
rough encounter, but I never seen it until I got the photo. I took the photograph, and then there it was watching me and my
Yeah.
stepdaughter's dad. So it was a very, very interesting encounter, so to speak, to find that track right there in the moss. I mean, it was
That was
huge.
that was amazing. I cannot believe it was that perfect right there in the middle. It
Exactly,
was
right there
amazing.
on that in the mossy
Yeah.
rock. You know, you see the three
Through
perfect
my
tones,
mind, I was
and
like,
what
wow.
looks like a pad. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yes. I mean, very
And
distinctive three toe. Very
yeah,
distinctive.
so we go across the creek, and this is a little bit of a blooper section. So Grayson kind of falls, and I'm just like, "Is he okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm fine." He said it felt good. It felt good, and I just kept checking in on him, like, "Are you sure you're okay?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm fine." So we get across the creek, and we actually kind of made out some foot impressions right there along the creek bank, and they
Hmm.
were probably about 12, 13 inches long. I wear a size 12, and they may have been a little longer than my foot, but you could see the heel indentation and where the weight
Yep.
pushed off, but there wasn't no toes. And it wasn't a shoe. I mean, it was a flat
Just
foot
kind of
that
slid
sat
up
there.
on the bank a little bit. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And we were walking around through there checking to see if we could find another track, which we did not. So we get to walking up this trail a little bit further, and we're finding more of these trees that are clawed up, and it's very eerie to me. They're like 8, 10, sometimes like 12 foot off the ground, and
Amazing. Yeah.
I don't think it's bare. By no means, I don't think it would be a bear because some of those trees were too
No,
skinny, to support a big bear doing that.
exactly.
And we were walking along up through there some more, and we got to a track that I had found on the Friday. It was almost 17-inch track. It was 10 inches across at the toes and had a 7.5-inch heel. I attempted to cast this track.
Yes.
So I had a bag already made up with some plaster in it. So I poured my gallon of water almost in it, and I kind of just leveled it out, and I poured it in, and I let it sit. We let it sit. So we were just sitting there taking us a break, and we were talking and carrying on, and we were sitting there, and all of a sudden stuff starts getting thrown at us. And
Yeah.
we're just sitting there, and there's stuff being thrown at us, and
Yeah.
there's movement all around us, and we're just sitting there like, well, something's about to happen.
Yeah.
Um, so we're just sitting there, and it was just happening so quick, dude.
Yeah.
And I got kind of spooked because the plaster
Yes.
had already started to harden up, and I'm like,
You.
we need to go. We need to ease out of here because they're not
Hey.
liking us here right now.
Hey, Harley. I was going to mention also when we heard the rocks thrown at us. Then we heard the footsteps kind of
Yeah.
coming in from the
Yeah.
northeast. Yeah. I was thinking, man,
Yeah.
I think I need to get out of here. Let's head back towards the truck because I did get a little bit
Yes.
spooked. I did. I
Yes.
was
It
like,
was.
wow.
Yes. It
I was
was.
like, something get ready to appear in front of us.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
getting very, very
yes, it
intense.
was. I
And
was spooked.
so I got down there next to that track, and I pulled out my big knife, and I just tried to break the ground loose a little bit, and then it makes me sick just talking about it. This
You
plaster
tried,
just
brother.
cracked, and I'm just sitting here like, okay. So I ended up just ripping a whole darn thing out of the ground and shattered it into more pieces. And I'm just like, heck with this. So I just picked up all the pieces and I put it in the bag. I was like, we gotta go because there's too much going
Yeah,
on right here. So
that's
we
right.
start we start working our way back, and we just had this feeling that we were just something was off. The woods fell off, and I told him that. I told Grayson, I was like, something's off. I said something ain't right.
I felt it
And
too. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
and we got back across the creek after we had made an easier way to cross,
Yeah.
and we're walking along up through there, and where this location is, there's a cemetery, and there's a big trail that runs by this cemetery, and there's a big, huge laurel thicket that's all
Yes.
on the side of this ridge.
Yep.
And we got to walking up through there, and I caught a glimpse of movement, a black movement out of the corner of my eye, and I seen the leaves moving, and I stopped and I turned and I looked and I was like, well, that ain't nothing. And then Grayson says, there he is. There's a
Yeah.
huge head right there looking back at me. So he's just like, he said, there he is. And I was
Yeah. You
like,
was like,
really?
where? And I was like, you don't see that big old head?
Yeah, you told me that. Look, there's the
Yeah.
head. And I was kind of looking at it because I wasn't seeing him. And then I was
Yeah.
like, oh, there he is. Because I seen his head start to
That
move a
head
little
was
bit.
huge. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
And
I've never seen nothing like that in my life.
it was right there in those laurels. And that's what I tell everybody. These laurel thickets, the laurel
Man,
bushes, laurel trees,
what a
whatever,
great
that's
hiding spot, man. Yes.
excellent cover for these creatures.
Yes, sir.
And I was just sitting there looking at it because I seen the arm movement with the leaf, and it struck me because I looked out of the corner of my eye, and I'm just like, that's probably nothing. And then you said, there he is. There's the huge head right there, and I'm just.
I mean, we locked eyes right. I mean, just right there. Me and him locked eyes, and I said, there he is. You can see his head. It's huge. Look, I mean, reminds me like a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern. With the eyes cut out stuff. Yeah, I couldn't believe the size of the head, but yeah. Then I finally seen it. It was like, wow, that is. We're blown away by it. Blown away.
And I was at a loss of words.
Yeah, I was too.
He kind of started to go away from us, disappearing into the laurels, and we started walking away. And I was like, man, what else is going to happen? And so we get to walking along down through the trail a little bit more, and we're just walking along through there, and I look out of the corner of my eye, and I see it crouched down, and I'm just like, holy crap! It crouched down in behind of a stump, and his head was peeking out from around the stump. I said, there he is, right there. There's another one.
Yeah, that one I didn't pick up quick enough until you got me, you put me to the side and said, that was right there between the two trees right there. And then I finally seen it. I was like, oh my goodness. Wow, there he is.
At us. Yes, it was just like he was peeping out around that stuff because I seen him crouch down real fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I knew it wasn't a bear because this thing was huge. And it just
no, that wasn't a bear.
No. And we were sitting there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I said, well, there's two right there.
Yeah, that was two.
There's two signs.
10, 15 minutes of each other. We seen the first one, and then we seen the second one. And I was just, I'm just sitting here like, oh my gosh.
Dude, there's no words to describe it. It's amazing. I mean,
my last encounter that I had in this area with a Bigfoot was January 7th earlier this year.
Oh wow, okay.
A good friend of mine that had never seen a Bigfoot, and we seen a Bigfoot. We named him Alfalfa. I've got some I've got some images of him for my back trail camera. And I'm very familiar with that one. I mean, I've captured on him several times on film, and I'm still at a loss.
I am too. I can't believe it.
But this ain't over. It ain't over yet. But the funny thing was, Grayson was kind of talking like, man, you said something, and I told him, I said, it ain't over yet. I said, we're not out of the woods yet. And then there, back to back, like 10 minutes apart from each other, we see two of them. But
I do want to mention something, Harley.
Huh?
When Harley took the pictures of him, that's when I could see him real good. It was odd because even with the naked eye, it was kind of hard to focus in on him. But as soon as he took a picture of him, buddy, they were plain as day on the phone. I was like, holy crap. So I just wanted to chime in on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
you could see him a lot better on the phone than you could naked eye.
Yeah, and then when we were
especially one crouched down,
when we were getting ready to get out of there,
we
come across the X structure again, and right there next to this X structure was a reddish brown one. So two black ones and a reddish brown one.
Three.
And I was just so shocked. Like
I told him, I said,
right now is how
you need to get me a stretcher out of here.
Yeah, how I am right now is how I was Sunday. I cannot believe this. Like,
me neither. I was flabbergasted. My breathing was hard. I was like, oh my gosh, what are we witnessing here?
I'm telling you, this area is so special, and
Yeah,
I'm very fortunate and blessed to be able to do what I do in this area. And
absolutely.
you're the second person that I have taken out, and
And
that has
actually
never
seen
seen a
something.
Bigfoot, and you've seen
Wow.
one. You've seen not one but three, and
Three
yours
of
is one.
Hey,
And
and I and I'll be honest with you, the time the drive to you that morning, I was thinking, okay, we might see maybe a tree structure here and there, or it's whatever, a few signs of it. I never expected three of them, man. I think
dude,
that's what it's blown me
I'm
away.
still shook about it. I'm still
Yeah,
shook
me
about
too.
it. Let's see. Jesse said, he said, I'm glad Grayson wasn't a runner. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, when
no,
those rocks was being thrown at first, I knew we had to get out of there. So
yeah,
I hurried up and got the cast up, and it shattered. And I was like, well, thank
exactly.
goodness. I just threw it in the
Yeah,
bag. We
you was in
started
a
going.
sense of a hurry, and I knew you was. Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. And I was ready to go. I was ready to be in a hurry with you.
I was getting very, very
But I
uneasy
take
and
and
very, very
yeah, and go
uncomfortable.
back to the dog man. I guess I was kind of a little bit fearful of him just because of all the study I've done on him of what I can of what I could. I just don't really want to see the thing. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
I kind of want So that's what I was more. I was like, I hope it ain't the dog man. I hope it's
and that's
Bigfoot. I don't want.
and that's one thing I
Yeah, but
always
anyway,
said. I'm glad I seen a Bigfoot first.
yeah,
Because if I seen a dog man first, I wouldn't be doing this. And
exactly. It changed my.
after I had my dog man encounter, I almost stopped. I literally
Yeah,
about called it quits. And
very menacing, man.
here I am now, 7 months, almost 7 months later, after I started my field research, and I had my dog man encounter January 29th. And dude, I'm just very thankful and blessed to be doing what
Oh,
I'm
I'm
doing.
hooked now, man. Yeah. I'll be I'll be wanting to go every Sunday or Saturday now, whatever.
Well, we gotta get your leg healed up first.
Yeah, I got to get my foot. My foot's got to get back. I did. Yeah, he did mention I fell in the creek. I took a step on a bad rock. I
Yeah,
guess more or less. And
yeah.
I broke my foot a while back. It's been several months back, but it's every now and then I'll kind of just re-injure it a little bit. So if I stay off of a few weeks, I should be ready to go.
Yeah, and
A couple
I'm
weeks.
ready for it to
Yeah,
be healed
yeah,
back up.
yeah.
I'm ready to have you back up here.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you this.
Uh-huh.
What would you say to somebody that is not open-minded about Bigfoot being out there?
Don't get into it. If you're not going to be open minded, just stay away from it.
Exactly right.
I mean,
See,
that's kind of what I feel. Because you have to have open. If you don't have open mind with this, I don't. It's never going to work out for you.
exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
We got Keith from Michigan here.
Thank you.
He said dogman aren't as big as Bigfoot, but he said that they're just as intimidating, if not
Oh
more.
yeah.
Absolutely, Keith. Thank you for commenting, bud. Thank you for Jesse, Tammy, Keith being in here. And prospecting, if you're still in here, prospecting. But prospecting made this comment earlier. He says, "When are you coming out of the closet?" So, I probably won't, because I'm not. And this is my little studio. I'm married and I've got kids, so
Hey, it's better my man cave.
I'm not. I don't swing that way.
Oh Lord.
Oh gosh, that's funny. So I want to ask you this: upon having your first encounter with not one but three Bigfoot, what do you think they are?
The information I got off you and Scott Carpenter, and by the way, I followed Scott too, and he's one reason why I started doing this. So he was a big inspiration for me too.
Yes,
But Scott had made a video on the Nephilim, and with the book of Enoch and all that, and it kind of just aligns up. Just I mean, if you go back and what he said, and it kind of aligns with it,
Oh yeah,
and
it's all
so that I
intertwined.
think they're like you said, a hybrid, just a hybrid human of between the Nephilim and then whatever else I guess would it be
Yeah, I
that
think it's
that had
some of us.
maybe yeah exactly, and so at most definitely Nephilim. Um, yeah, I don't. I mean, they're living, breathing, you know, blood flowing animal, but they're just that makes more sense. They're Nephilim.
Yeah, they have properties about them, that they can be here and they cannot be here. Absolutely
Well,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
All
yeah.
right. We got Debbie in the house. Debbie says hi.
And
We got Ellen Smith. It's all good, Ellen. Hey, thank you for
how you
tuning
doing,
in.
Ellen?
Hey, we got Scott B in the house. All right, all right, all right. Thank y'all
Hey,
for
hey, hey!
tuning in. Yeah. So for those that are just now tuning in, catching up, this is Grayson Shuler.
How
I
you
had the
doing?
privilege of taking him out this past Sunday, and needless to say, I had my fourth encounter uh, with not just one, three different Bigfoot, and Grayson had never seen one before, and I'm just sitting here and I'm
Whew.
like, oh, like, I took George back in January at the beginning of this year, and I made his first encounter happen with the Bigfoot we named Alfalfa, and then
Yeah,
this past Sunday, you came up and I made your first encounters happen.
yeah. Three of them. It's which man. I'm telling you, why I'm flat. Like I said, I'm flabbergasted. I would have never imagined in 1,000 years that we would have counted three of them on my first day. Of researching. Oh my gosh, man, what a blessing! It's just been like I said. I've still been on this high, man. I can't. It's hard to explain. It just it take you know it just kind of draws the energy in a good way out of you. I'm not
Yes.
bad, but in a good way. I don't know how to best describe it, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's yeah. Dude, I've been on this different high, man. It's wild. And by the way, these things are freaking humongous. that
Yeah.
one that one's head, it was. I mean, three of my heads is his.
Hey,
I
I'm
mean,
telling
that's
you
how
that is
he's a
definitely
big
one
boy.
of the biggest ones that I've seen.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how big he was because he was in the laurels, but I know
Well, he
he
was
was.
kind of squat just a little bit,
Yes.
peeking around there. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull this comment
I,
up.
I would, I would, I mean, I'm not going to, say how. I'd say he's pretty good size though. he's,
Yeah,
he
easily.
may be hitting eight,
Tammy,
something like that.
Tammy says she's asking if I set up to take donations for my channel. I am not. I am just fully independent upon myself. I don't want to ask anybody's help, but I'm just stubborn like that. And that's how I was brought up and raised. If you want something, you're gonna work for it, and that's one thing that I've had in my mind. I want this channel to grow. I'm gonna do it my way, and I'm gonna put in the time and the effort and work my butt off to get to where I
Yep.
need to be. But thank you, Tammy, for that comment.
Awesome.
See. All right, we got Piglet in the chat. Hello, Piglet. Uh, let's see. Keith says I couldn't imagine being near a creature that could whoop me with a tree. Well, and that's
yeah.
how it is. These things are
That's that.
huge.
Yeah.
They're huge. And it's
Oh my
impressive.
gosh. It's. I mean, yeah. You just. It's hard to. It took me the right. I'm probably about 50 miles from where we was at, and that whole ride home. I'm just kind of recollecting in my head. And the size kept just coming up or just kept appearing from. I'm like, these things are humongous. I mean, God January. I mean, they're huge, man.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm glad I got to get to see three of them. That was awesome.
Exactly. I mean, I'm still
Yeah, I
just
don't know what else
in
to say,
shock.
man.
I'm in shock
It's
about it
life
still.
changing. It was. It's life changing.
Oh, I
It
didn't mean to.
absolutely is. When people say they see one and it's life changing, they're absolutely correct.
Well, I appreciate that, Scott. Scott B says Harley is a great person. Thank you, and thank you, Ellen. Thank you for that. Yeah. Well, I want to ask you this. What was you expecting whenever you first came up? Because I never really asked you, your
Oh,
expectations out of
what I
me,
was
and did I
expecting?
exceed those expectations?
Yeah, yeah. You're asking what I expect when I was coming up
Yeah, and then
in
what?
the
And then
region.
did I
I
exceed
was
those
thinking maybe
expectations?
we'd see a few maybe tree structures, maybe I don't know, footprint maybe here and there, or maybe or something in that nature. But that was about it. I didn't ever. I thought, well, how awesome would it be if we did see a sighting of one? I said that would just make this trip even, I mean, more spectacular.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I said if it's will be done that we see one, then yeah, that's just more awesome.
yeah.
So
Not just one, three.
not just one, but three. Yeah.
let's see. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Tammy. Let's see. She says she respects my answer
Nice
on
to
that.
meet you, Danny.
Let's see. Keith asked, Do you all look over your shoulder when you get home?" They've already followed me home. They already smack on
Bill.
the house. They'll tap on the windows. They mess with my trash can.
Yeah.
They're always toying with the house. But it's kind of low. It's kind of died down a little bit. That was weird. Yeah. I guess we got a visitor in here with me. I hope not.
Okay.
That was very strange. Um, that has been there for 2 days now, and it has not fallen. But yeah, that just happened. I guess I shouldn't be talking about them. Yeah. That's crazy. I had that thing perfect right there. Yeah, there you go. But yeah. Yeah. Ellen Smith. It looks like you have an extra guest there with you, Harley. Yeah, that was. I've had that there for 2 days now, and yeah, that definitely just happened. I don't know. That was weird.
But yeah, Harley. To get back to your question, man, I just thought I maybe see. I didn't know exactly what, but I figured we'd see something. I mean, just because of what you kind of told me about the area, I was like, well, I was cool. There's some activity going on.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, just it just blows. It's still blowing my mind, man.
Yeah,
That we've
yeah.
seen 3 encounters.
I'm still trying to
Yeah,
wrap my mind around it.
I don't know if I. That's gonna be hard to top, brother.
Yeah, it is definitely
That's
going to
gonna be
have
real
to
hard to
be.
top.
It's going to be real hard to top, and
Yeah,
I will remember that day for the rest of my
yeah,
life, and I've already got it documented down in my book here that I'm working
yes.
on, and I'm going to put it in a book that I'm going to
Awesome,
write,
man.
and and this is something that I'm leaving behind for my kids as well. I
Legacy,
want to
yeah.
leave a legacy for my
Good job.
children. Uh,
And there's nothing wrong with that, brother.
no, there's not, and they can look back and be like, "Well, my dad was crazy," but these things are real, and that's just one thing that I want to leave behind for them.
But there was something else I was gonna mention, and it's when I don't know. Anyways, I'll think of it in a minute, maybe. But anyways, um, the what we thought maybe the dogmen were sharpening their claws on those trees with
Yeah,
it looked like Tasmanian devil went around it.
yeah. That's what you
That
said.
that
Yeah, it
was
looks like
yeah, that
tats.
was now that was wild because they tore every piece of the bark off a tree. Whatever
Oh yeah,
done this,
and it
whatever
was
how they were
way
doing
out
it.
of any. These trees. I mean, some of them were pretty good sized, but
Yeah,
a bear,
no,
a big bear
well,
couldn't have done it. I mean,
yeah,
a
these were
juvenile probably could have, but the holes that were left from this
yes.
whatever's claws, they were huge.
It seems like there's the holes. I don't know if I seen them right, but were they shaped a little like a rectangle or square or something like
Yeah,
that? Or
there was something like that. I think it's
yeah,
because from where they stuck their claws all the way in,
right.
they pulled them out. I think
You
the
you got
claws.
those pictures up? You took pictures of them?
Yes, I've got pictures of
I
them. Yeah,
remember you did. Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
post
but
them
if
on the
anybody
video
wants
of
to go
this.
look at them and just eyeball them for a minute and put 2 cents in on it, it's wild, man. I thought, well, my goodness, what the heck is he doing? Or whatever this is.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, that video, I'm gonna try and have that video out
Yeah,
tomorrow. I'm still editing on it. But and I'm still trying to go through the footage that I did get from Sunday
yeah,
because I thought
yeah. I
I
hate
was
that, man. I hate
recording.
that happened. Yeah,
I thought I was recording the whole time, but when I got back home and I looked at
yeah,
how much footage I had 12 minutes, and we were out
yeah.
there for 5 or 6 hours, and I'm just
Wow.
like, holy cow! Does
Yeah.
Grayson? Does
Thank
Grayson
goodness
have?
your other camera was working good.
Yeah, Scott B asked, "Does Grayson have a channel?"
I,
No.
do, I no, I don't have a channel. I haven't got that far yet, but I think it would be. I would like to though. I'd like to start one day.
I tell you what,
But
I
yeah,
think you could do
absolutely.
it. I think you could do it.
Because if I'm going to be out doing this things, taking pictures, of things, I like to have somewhere to store them. Like a channel or something,
Yeah,
just for
exactly
people to
right.
look at and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so I'm hopefully gonna have you back up here probably in the next 2 3 weeks. Just give your
Okay,
foot
that'd be
some
perfect.
time to heal up. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for our next outing. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm excited to go back. I mean, and not just to get another 3 encounters, but I was just amazed on and then everything else too. Just just walking through there and hearing these things paralleling us and things like that. And the rocks getting thrown at us. That was
Mhm.
wild. I mean, you hear about them all the time, and it's wild because I mean, I'm sure they could probably hit us in the head every time, but they just land just enough to say, "Hey, I'm right. I'm over here." So, but yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that rock throwing that was going on Friday, and like they were trying to get around us. That was very, very intense.
that was
And
a very intense. I remember. I kind of just I kind of felt my heart sink a little bit because
yeah, yeah,
I was more worried about seeing the dog man, and I had that was on my brain the whole time. I don't want to see this thing because just for whatever reason, I've never had an encounter with one, but this is what I've gathered and stuff, researched. I'd rather not come into contact with them. I'd rather see Bigfoot.
yeah,
So yeah,
and that's what I tell everybody. I'm like, your
yeah,
first encounter would rather have been a Bigfoot than a dog man,
absolutely.
because the dog man is just
More delightful, yes.
it engraves itself
Yeah.
into your mind, so to speak. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Sorry, we had a little interruption there. My stepdaughter's dad was just asking me a question right quick, but we're good now. Let's see. Scott B says, "Please let us know when you start your channel. If you go to
Absolutely,
start."
I will. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and
That
this
gives me
isn't gonna
more.
be.
That gives me
This
more
is.
motivation to do it now. That's two.
Yeah,
That's two that wants me. Yeah, absolutely. I'll see if I
yeah.
can't get you to help me do
Hey,
that.
I will try as much as I can. I'm an
I
amateur.
know.
Yeah, wife. Hello, babe. Wife was peeking in. Let's see. Scott B says Harley Mike got hit in the head with a rock last live boots on the ground. Crazy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Let's see. I think your Southern dog man has a different attitude than the ones near me, at least in some of the cases. Yeah, and I've got to thinking about that,
Yeah.
Keith. And you know, I think that some of these instances, like there is some cases of where dog men have I'm trying to figure out how to work this, like have just gone out of their way to like not provoke or attack anybody, so to speak. And so along with that, I've been thinking, where I stand on some of these Bigfoot, they have a watcher status, so to speak, and are trying to gain redemption from God. And,
Yep.
but they're an abomination under God's eyes. So I was wondering, hey, what if some of these dogmen have that quality as well? And they
Very,
acknowledge they're an
very good question.
abomination,
Yeah.
and they're trying to gain that redemption that they seek.
Yeah.
Just say we got
Yeah,
three. We got
I
three.
like that. I like that. That's
Tammy
a good
says
question.
Tammy says she will subscribe to your channel if you start your channel, Grayson. So there's
Well,
three. You
thank you,
got
Tammy.
me, you got Scott, and then you got
Hey,
Tammy. So
that's all the motivation I need. I
yeah.
will. Thank you very much, guys. I plan on it.
All right. Let's see. Debbie says, strange. If one is not looking for them or don't believe in Bigfoot, they wouldn't realize that they are right there in trees and bushes, etc. Exactly right. Hit the nail
Amen.
on the head. Mic
Yeah,
drop in the
that's
house.
good.
Debbie, thank you for that, Debbie. Yes.
Good,
Yes.
Debbie.
You know, and all this pareidolia stuff, you know. Pareidolia doesn't have eye sockets and eyes and noses and
Nostrils.
mouths and even like
Yeah.
the structure even.
Yes. Now, if you look, now, like when me and that one we locked eyes. Now, if you look to the right and look in between the little thickets, now you can see some crazy pareidolia maybe stuff. But man, when he's looking right at you, there's no denying it. I mean, it's right there. I mean, lined up with you, face to face.
Let's
So
see.
yeah,
Ellen Smith says, I think the Dogman and the Bigfoot both are just like a lot of us humans. There's good ones and bad ones. And you're
absolutely
absolutely
right.
correct.
Yeah,
Absolutely
I believe
correct.
that.
You
Yeah,
know, and I'm very,
I wondered that same question for a long time.
I know.
You got your rogue ones and your just like you got the humans.
Yes, exactly
Yeah,
right. Exactly
yeah.
right.
That's the truth. That facts.
Yeah, 100%. Yes,
Yeah.
and that's where I was kind of going with like the watcher status. You know, they're
Yes.
trying to gain
Yes.
redemption from God. You know, and the bad ones are just pure evil. You know, and essentially, I think that the dogmen are hellhounds because I heard an encounter somewhere. There was two guys and a dogman showed up, but this angel showed up with a huge sword and it killed this dogman. And these guys
Wow.
asked the angel, you know, what was that thing? And the angel said, you know, you call them dog men, but we call them hellhounds. And I can't. I'll
Wow.
have to see. I'll have to see if I can
Yeah.
find that video and plug it
That
on my
that
channel.
seems about that's said about right though. I seem that's probably about right. I mean that they're definitely a hellhound.
Yeah,
Ain't no doubt
100%.
about it.
Let's see. Keith says, Harley, like I told you before, the blue-eyed dog men tend to be non-hostile and very intelligent. And that's what I'm saying. You know,
Yeah.
some of these are good, not
Yeah.
all of them. You know, like the missing 411, for example. You know,
Yeah.
some of these people go missing. You know,
Yeah.
for example, children. You know, and sometimes these children will come back. Like for example, there was somewhere in North Carolina, a little boy went
Yes.
missing, and he came
Down
back
towards
and he said
Raleigh.
the bear
Bear
helped him.
man.
Bear
Yeah.
man, yeah. And I'm almost
He,
like either
he's
Bigfoot, but most
yeah.
likely probably a half decent dog man, you know, that's trying to do some good.
That's not out to looking to eat everything he sees. Yeah.
Let's see. Scott B says Abnormal Investigations is doing a live Q&A tonight. All right. Well, I'll try to tune into that, but I've got a live at 9 with Barton Nanelli on
Well,
Inhumanoids.
that's cool. I'll tune into that because
Y'all can tune in to Inhumanoids tonight, 9 p.m. I'll be a guest on there with Bart.
yeah.
Let's see. All right, Jesse said I just got back. All right, good to have you back, Jesse. Yeah, so we got pretty lively chat in here tonight.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, Ellen Smith says that was on Jeffrey Nadolny's page. Yes, I will go and find that video of that encounter and I will post it up on my channel. Me and Jeffrey Nadolny are actually supposed to get in touch
Okay.
anyway. So you know, and you know, there's a lot of stuff that's going on here in this town that I live in, you know, because we had the dogman attacks back in 2021.
Yes. Abnormal investigations had done a bit on those two that got murdered. They think about the dog man in Newport right there. He read the police report and everything. So yeah, he was on top of that. So he did a very good job with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot.
I
There's a
think
lot of stuff.
like I said, man, I think it's coming across as the ones that are they're up to evil, and that's just it. That's all you can say, man. And how hungry I guess they are. If
Exactly
that's what
right.
they're doing, if they're looking at us like food, I mean, there's what do you do?
Exactly.
Try to
Exactly.
escape for your life, but yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Let's see.
yeah.
Yes, Jesse. Someone's talking. Yes, that is my wife in the background. She's getting on to the girls because they're not listening to mom. They normally listen to dad better than they do mom.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Mama, oh, she said, "Shut up. I love you, baby." She gives me a silent. She gives me a silent treatment when I tell her I love her. So let's see. So actually, I've got some things coming up. For those that don't know, I'm actually hosting a conference September 14th here in Newport. Um, and I'm going to have some excellent keynote speakers and a lot of good stuff going on there. So, yeah, I'm very fortunate and blessed to be able to have my own conference, so to speak. So I'm running around like a chicken with its
Killer.
head cut off. And
That's all.
actually, this coming Saturday, I'm going out into Pisgah National Forest in North Carolina with
Oh, Nanahala, right?
yeah, not a holla. Yeah,
Or
not
no,
a
well,
holla. Yeah,
it,
yeah,
it'd
not a
be
holla.
messed
I
up
don't
with
know
it. I'm
why.
sorry. Yeah,
If it is, I'm thinking of Uwari or I'm thinking of Pisgah. It's not a
yeah.
holla. I'm going to
Well,
not a holla. I'm going to not a holla. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Well,
but
Nanahala and Pisgah meet. They join up together.
okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So,
Pretty much. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of, yeah, kind of. But
yes.
you enjoy that area. It's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I'm looking
That's
forward
pretty.
to
That's
it.
pretty close to my area.
Okay, yeah. So
About 40, about 40 miles away, I guess, something like that.
okay, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it Saturday. It's like an hour and a half from my house, so I'm leaving
Yeah,
early Saturday morning. But I'm very excited to do that. With of course my good friends Robert Effler and George Lunsford,
awesome.
and also Tim Dills and Dwight Campbell. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm finally getting to meet Tim and Dwight. I haven't got to meet them yet, but me and Robert and George are real close. And if you're not, you need to head over to North Carolina Investigates, wherever you get your podcast, guys, and listen to myself, George Lunsford, Robert Effler, and our producer, of course, Mr. Eric Cougar. We need continued prayers for brother Eric. He's battling cancer pretty hard, and they're trying to put him on some new medicine. And he's a fighter. I'm telling y'all, he's a
Good.
fighter, and I'm very fortunate and blessed to be friends with the people that I know, and I'm
Awesome, man.
very thankful and blessed, and I'm very thankful to consider Grayson a big brother now, so to speak. And
Yeah, there you go, big brother.
yeah,
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 no, I'm telling. Yeah, you guys out there, Harley's been a blessing, man. This has been awesome. I mean, like I said, I listened to Bigfoot Society one night, and Harley happened to be on there telling the story of his first encounter, and I was blown away. And then the other three I've heard him do, they're all the same. He never changes his story. They're always the same. He's he tells exactly what happened every time,
yeah.
exactly like he said.
Honest and truthful, and and people will question, that I've had that
Oh
many
yeah,
encounters, and I'm just sitting here like, if you go out in the woods and you actually put in the effort to do
yeah,
what I do, you will look up and have another encounter.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Scott says, "Can you post location, date, and time for the conference, please?" Yes, as soon as I get everything lined out. I know the date is September 14th of this year. The location is going to be the Newport Fairgrounds, but I will get all that up to date, and I will have posters and stuff made up, and I'm going to post it
Nice.
on my channel. You can see it in the community section. You can scroll through the community section. You'll see it all on there, Scott. Thank you for that, brother. Um, so yeah,
Yeah, it was a no brainer for me to give you a call and get this thing set up. So it aligned, everything aligned well.
yes,
So
it did. Yes, it
it's been
did.
blasting, man. Yeah, And then the Sunday was just a blast, man. That was wow.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
day that I will
I'm
never.
giddy. I'm so giddy about it, man. I just can't. It's hard. Like I said, I've come down a few notches, but I'm still there on the high level.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
because I
close.
mean, a lot of these people that go out here and research, man, it might be 20, 25 years before they finally maybe see the tail end of one or something, something,
Yes.
not a class A site. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
exactly
it was
right.
like three of them. Come on, man.
I
You
kind
know,
of, I kind of, I,
I done something right.
I think outside of the box a little bit, and I do things other differently from other
Yeah,
researchers. And I'm close to figuring out something. What it is, I don't know. I don't. There is something about this place, and it has an energy
sure.
about itself, and these
It's
creatures are drawn to it.
amazing.
Oh, AI,
Yeah, nah.
seeking the truth. Good to see you in the chat, buddy. Good to see you, AI. I don't know
And
why.
also I wanted to mention the crows because that really blew my mind the first when we first got in there and we got out of the truck and started walking, and the first thing we heard was the crows talking. Can you see me?
I don't know what.
Oh, wait a minute. There you are. I lost you there for a minute.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I was trying to pull up AI's comment, and
Oh, okay.
I didn't hit the exit studio or nothing. And
Okay.
yeah, but
Oh well.
AI, it's good to see you. Scott B says I love boots on the ground. Your videos are awesome. Thank you, Scott. I'm an amateur at making these videos and stuff. I know my intro and outro is so long and obnoxious and most music super loud, but I'm still working on it. Oh, there he is. Abnormal investigations. Yeah.
Hardly did you get anything I said a minute ago about the crows? We got out of the truck.
It took me out of the
Oh,
studio.
okay. Yeah, one thing I wanted to, I mentioned to him before a little while ago when we was talking before we got on here. The first thing when we got out of his truck, first thing we heard was crows squawking. I mean, that was the first thing, and he said, "Okay, well, we're doing good because they communicate with Bigfoot. The crows do."
Mhm.
And then when he explained it to me, I was like, "Okay, that makes perfect sense." So that was the very
Exactly.
first thing right off the bat. I thought, wow. And it was still kind of morning. The sun ain't really peeked in yet.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit eerie, and the crows doing that. I was like, oh no. I was like, what am I getting into?
Yeah.
But
Let's
yeah,
see. Keith says, Grayson, I'm convinced the critters can pick up on your intentions. Sound like they see you as a good soul. What do you think on that?
absolutely. Yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to make sure. And even when we had those I had that we locked eyes with that one, or I did.
Mhm.
That I showed to Harley. I was like, appreciate it. Thank you, man. I made sure I tell him thank you for
Yeah.
for popping your head out like that.
Yeah, exactly right.
But yeah, but you're
You
right. I
have,
think you.
and that's what I try telling people. I try
Yeah,
to, you have to acknowledge them and respect them in their home. You are but a visitor,
absolutely.
and I try telling people, there's another side of these things that you just
Yeah,
can't wrap your head around. Like the ghosts and demons and all this other stuff. It'll follow you home. Scott said the hitchhiker
hey,
effect.
it attached to you and go home with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ellen says yes. The crows are like their burglar alarm. They're letting them
Yes,
know you're on the way. Yes, absolutely, 100%.
that's right. And I'm gonna tell you, that just set the whole tone right there, buddy. We so, I mean, it was kind of eerie, but on the other hand, I was good with it after you explained it to me. So I was like, all right, cool,
Let's
man.
see. Thank you for this, Tammy. She said the video on Sunday was great. The rock throwing scared me a little. I've always heard that they want you to leave when they do that. Yes, and on Friday, I got it on video with the bigger rocks being thrown. I was
Yeah,
like, holy
yeah,
crap!
that one was pretty big. Yeah,
Yeah, and I couldn't
it's like a
believe
river
it.
stone.
Yeah, it was huge. It was like that big around. Like I picked it
Yeah,
up in the
that
video
would
and
hurt.
showed it. It would have hurt. And if they
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to, they would have hit me.
Hey, they can pick all of us off with as accurate as they are. Yeah,
Yes.
you'd be you're just a sitting duck with a rock throwing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot Mike. This is Mike from Abnormal Investigations. Scott made a comment earlier that he was hit on the head with a rock on a live. So this is
Wow.
Mike with Abnormal Investigations.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's very believable though.
I mean,
I
yes,
mean, absolutely.
100%, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your overall final thoughts from Sunday? I gotta know. Like, what's your
My
overall?
final thoughts.
Yeah, overall.
Oh wow, exciting, man. Beyond anything I can how explain how exciting it was. It's hard to put into words. Just overall, it's just a experience that is going to be with me for a lifetime. You know, any of my family or my kids want to hear about it. I mean, I got a heck of a story to tell.
Yes.
So you know, a heck of a story.
And
It
I'm
was.
very fortunate and blessed to have had you there by my side. You know,
Thank
and
you, brother. And I tell you what, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, and I tell you what, when I fell in the creek, when we turned around and made that footprint and come back, Mr. Hartley here decided he was going to throw a bunch of rocks, big old rocks in there, and make me a pathway. So God bless you, brother, for doing that. He was looking out for me. He's a good
you
soul,
gotta
man.
be, being a lineman.
He'd make sure I wouldn't fall again.
Being a lineman, I have to be my brother's keeper. So I'm
Yeah, absolutely.
watching your six, brother.
You know, I want you to know I'd have done the same thing for you too. So.
All right. We got
yeah, I mean, it works both ways.
We got Star Fox in the house, people. We got Star
What's up, Starbucks?
Star Fox in the house. This is Kenny. This is Kenny from Maine. He's a part of the NADP as well.
Wow. Okay.
Head over to Star Fox Media. Check out his content. We have me and Kenny have a video dropping very, very soon.
I'm gonna write this down.
So, yeah, be sure Star Fox Media. Be sure to check him out on YouTube. Me and him are gonna start doing some more collaborations, and so just stay tuned, y'all.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot to come.
So he's up in Maine. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wow.
Yes, and I will send you the link for his Facebook group if you would like to become a member.
Yeah, I like to see that. Yeah. I love going to people's channels and just looking what they got, and stuff like that, and their comments, things like that.
Kenny says, just giving my dude Ho some love before I edit my life away. Oh, Kenny, you the man, brother. You the man. Yeah. Let's see. You were one of my first interviews. Harley, thank you for the kind words and the shout out. No problem, brother. No problem, my friend. Much love, my guy. All right. So we got a little under 2 minutes left. I just want to thank Grayson for coming on here tonight.
Thank you, brother. Thank you all, everybody, for the comments and things. And I'm going to start me a YouTube channel. So that's coming. So thank you very much for getting me started on that.
Yeah. Just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank Grayson for being here. First
thank you, Harley.
And I'm going to be on Inhumanoids tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, with Barton and Nelly, the man, the myth, the legend himself, LBL's Crocodile Dundee. He's probably my butt for saying that, but I'm just very fortunate and blessed to have the friends that I have made.
Yes, sir.
And all the people that's here in the chat right now. I love each and every one of you, and God bless first and foremost. And
get out there and get squatching, y'all.
Yes, get out.
Yeah, if you don't do it a lot, try to pick you one day a week to go do it. It's what a blast, man.
Exactly right. Yeah. I will say this: you can't find them on the couch.
No, no.
Them on the couch.
No, and I tell you what, Harley's a little bit better shape than I was. I mean, I was hoofing it. I was struggling a little bit, but I finally broke through and called a second win, I guess, so to speak. And on that last drive home or back to his truck. So, but I tell you what, if you sit on the couch, you're not gonna you're not gonna enjoy it very much if
All right.
you go out there and
Well,
do it.
all right, everyone. We're gonna get off of here.
Peace, everybody.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for more to come. Gonna have a new video posted tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, and also just head over to the Humanoids tonight, 9 p.m.
Humanoid.
Yep, in Humanoids tonight at 9 p.m.
Okay.
So, all right, everyone. Thank you all for watching,
Thank
and
you,
we'll
everybody.
catch you on the next live.
God bless y'all.
God bless each and every one of you. Amen, brother.